Morning guys, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Time no see. Been to Canada. Hey, do a bit of fishing. What a lovely bunch of people. So friendly. Um, and the fishing is just extraordinary. Like tough at times. Mostly I think because of conditions and time of year. I think had I been in the Holland Health before I left, I would have researched it a bit better and left it till later in the year. I think if you go early, you're taking uh, um, you're taking a risk that the fish haven't come out of the river spawning. Whereas if you go late, if you go like late August, September, early September, mid September, there'll be some big butterballs on the coastline there. Um, and the weed will have died off quite a bit, right? Prince Edward Island has a climate not dissimilar to Ireland, really. We got stuck in the middle of a heat wave, and the bass didn't really seem to like it. I mean, certainly the best day we had, it was cloudy, it was raining, the water was muck brown, and the fish were biting like Jesus. Like I've never experienced from the shore a fish pull so hard. I hooked a fish. I think it might have been on my second night, or third night, maybe my second night. We met up with two absolute gentlemen, Mark Dennis and his friend Stuart. I mean, just gentlemen. You couldn't just what fishing is about, guys who were just willing to share what they'd found out the few days that they were there, more than happy to bring you along, just helpful in every way. For me, thank you so much, Mark and Stuart. Really enjoyed your company. Thanks a lot. Absolutely. Top class. You know. That last morning has needed your lure is going to need to go to the hospital, Mark. Needs a bit of super glue on the front of it. It got hammered by some pretty big bass in the muck brown. But lures wise, I mean, the other lure for me of the trip was the Pays minnow. It got absolutely smashed. I mean, they loved it, right? And these were huge fish, and they did just no problem. Other lure did extremely well, fished on an offset hook, especially in the cuts, right? Because what the fish would do in the cuts, not dissimilar to our own do a very similar thing. The cuts are quite deep, so they just hang in those food channels, right? And they let the bait run out, and then they'll drift out and smash it. So I had a couple of really exciting mornings of throwing the bait up the tide, letting it sink, particularly the 7-inch slingshot from Megabass, letting it sink about 5 or 6 foot, and then giving it a couple of jerks, and a bass would fly out and bang. And one morning I jerk, 3 fish came out, and one of them was well over 20 pounds. And he just looked at it, and I thought, oh, take it. And he just turned around, walked away, and I was like, oh. But still, your heart is thumping in your chest. But by far the most productive fishing while we were there, which is kind of the start of July to the middle of July or whatever, was on the coast, because those flats and those cuts were stuffed up with weed, Some baits that you were not that expensive performed very, very well, right? So both the Saoris, the original Saori and the Evo 2, fished on the 24-gram ultimate jig head, just bopped along the bottom, or indeed bopped 10 foot down. They were hitting it, absolutely smashing it. You would have expected the 6-inch spindle worm to fish really well, as it did. Really, again, suited very well to that decoy hook. And can I say, I fish single. You have to fish single barbless on PEI. That's all they will allow, and it made absolutely zero difference. There were two poppers that fished really well for me. One was the feed. That's the 121, but the 120 also fished really, really well. Right, you can see I've taken to rig it back to singles. I'm not sure I can dig it out of the bag, but I'll show you tomorrow. Is the Ubuntu from Fishers. It's an incredible popper. I was fishing the 135, and I mean you could hear it a half mile away. Like there's the 121 feed popper in sardine. I would recommend either putting an extra couple of split rings in there or whatever, or just doing it on assist. There's a little short on my YouTube there to show you how to do it. How to rig an assist hook onto your lures, but really, there's no need to fish trebles. Like trebles are they're blinding fish, right? Now I understand some lures won't fish without trebles, so fine, fish them with trebles, but at least cut down the barb. I was using Ultimate Fishing 31.2 pound test. Didn't let me down on a single fish for the whole trip. I fished one reel, which I think is now on its last legs. Here's its replacement, which is a new Shimano Vanquish, and I have a Shimano twin power that I'm getting fixed up. I bought a twin power from Thailand, and unfortunately it was faulty, and there was just no comeback with the shop. So you got to be careful, right? You got to be careful. But that Vanquish is absolutely perfect for my needs. I'll be able to fish it. I have it rigged with 16 pound line, and I'm going to put a spool up to 20 pound because I do fish some rock marks around here where you can hook a really big fish, and you don't want to be able to give them too much space. But there you can see there's the 6-inch spindle root rigged on an Ultimate Eelhead, just a straight non-offset Exorus jig head. I mean, just caught me so many fish, and quite hardy too. I mean, you know, one morning I had 20 fish in the estuary on a decoy Misamasu, I think it was 3.5 gram weight 8.0 with white spindle worm. 20 fish, same lure. Other mornings you'd get 2 fish, especially if they were small. The small guys were so scrappy they destroyed everything. But hey, that's fishing, you know. Overall, it was a phenomenal trip. I saw sea eagles, osprey. I mean, you know, to watch the osprey just hovering on the shore, like 10 foot out, and just whoa, huge wingspan, and then just down they'd go, and bang, you'd see them come up, and in their claws was a fish. So, I mean, it's made me rethink my fishing. I'm not going to say too much right now. I'm going to go and try it first. You know, I don't want to go talking about stuff I'm not entirely sure about, but it's made me rethink my fishing, definitely. If striped bass can do that, there's no reason our bass can't do it either. So, but yeah, just getting the site up and running again here, putting in some orders. Definitely going to get in some Bass Day stuff. The crystal minnow looks absolutely savage. Gonna get in some fish-us, the Espetit, but also the Don Baloney 140. I think for nighttime fishing on the beaches is going to be an absolute killer. It's a fantastic sand deal imitation. It casts like an absolute bullet. It's a sinking needlefish lure, but it rises back up to the top on the withdrawal. I found in PEI that lure stop made a huge difference, right? So you get a bump and you just keep winding and then just stop and they'd hit it. And loads of takes right at your feet, right on the rod tip, so you had to like, I mean, if your drag wasn't set right every cast, you'd drop a fish, because if it wasn't tight enough, because the hooks were weedless, if it wasn't tight enough, you wouldn't hook them properly, right? If it was too tight, they'd break you off, right? Because these fish were of a size that there was no way you were landing them without giving them line. I mean, nobody, unless you were fishing a boat rod with like 100-pound braid, which I'm sure lots of the locals do. I mean, they were just fishing them for dinner, right? They couldn't understand us at all. They were like, "You put them back? What'd you do that for?" I just smiled. And, they don't understand catch and release. Doesn't make any sense to them, and that's fair enough. That's their culture, I'm not just being disparaging about anybody. They're absolutely gorgeous people. They were so friendly, so accommodating. So a great trip, and lots of footage there online. We'll put up some more as we go. We've got some other bits and bobs. I'm going to be using the GoPro a lot more out there now as well. Creep around here. There's some big old bass outside my house, so I'm going to go catch some of them in the next week or two. Keep you guys updated. So hope everyone is well. Tight lines, and great to be back. Great to be back online. Great to have the channel up and running again. So as they say, keep her lit.